Summer is
También. Lo que es la música le afecta al aguanto, la música de arriba.
claro, claro. It is Sunday. It is Sunday in Tampa, Florida, and many other parts of the world. And here I am. We got another 5 minutes, but most of the time I'm late. So let's start today early. How's everybody doing? My name is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of.
Craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead.
I have with me today and hopefully for the rest of our life, because when I'm alone, I go fast. But when I'm with her, I go far.
So, guys, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lorena Maceda. I am married to this amazing individual. We've done a couple of lives together, and as you already know, background is in sales and real estate. But I came on board 3 years ago, full time with him when we moved to Nicaragua, and it's been a blessing. We pretty much started the company together from the ground up. Nicaragua has taught us a lot. It's taken um, a lot from us, a lot of patience, even though we speak the same language and we are from the same background. We're all Latin American. It's a very different culture. And well, yeah, that's now that we're here in Tampa, I'm more hands-on at the shop. I still, of course, oversee the operation there. We are always in contact with them, and things are running smoothly so far. And we hope and pray that for the time being and for as long as we're here. Bye, Addie.
Thank you,
As
Addie.
long as we're here, everything keeps running great. And thank you guys for everything you do down there. Muchas gracias a la familia de CNC, que son increíbles, súper responsables y están holding the fort while we're here. So, muchas gracias. Los extrañamos mucho.
This is another trip that we came and we said, let's not buy tickets to go back until we see how everything is up there in Tampa, Florida. And just in case that we need some restructure and we're going to stay longer, we don't have to pay $500 to change the tickets because I already learned that every time you got to change tickets for a family of four and a dog, it's around $500 to $700 to change the tickets. So, you live and learn. You live and learn.
As
that
many of you know, we're here with well, with the business. It's been a crazy past 2 weeks, but amazing. We since we've been pretty much hands on at the shop again, full time. Um, so it's like getting to know. It's like you're dating again the the business. You're seeing what works, what doesn't work, and we're making some changes, but everything is running smoothly, and our team has been extremely supportive, and we're just and you guys are amazing. You're always in every social media, and thank you all, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
No doubt, no doubt. Since I found purpose in 2010, because my first tasting the waters It was 2007 as a strictly a retailer, and I like it because of the people around retail in cigars. It's people around cigars, so I really enjoy it. But I discovered on that venture in 2007 the making of cigars. That's where I was exposed to Felix Marrero, a local cigar roller from here, from Tampa, and definitely a passionate individual that he does miracle. And he shared a little bit of his knowledge, just a little bit, with me, how to do miracles with the tobacco that it comes to here to Oliva Tobacco Company. So he exposed me to the manufacturing of cigars, and I said, no, no, what I really want to be into this industry, it's developing my own brands. Since I'm a kid, I'm always been a foodie. I love to eat. It's a challenge with myself, always trying to keep the weight and feel comfortable and look good with
He
my.
taught me how to cook. I knew
So
not start myself. Like I knew how to make a couple plates, but him, my mother-in-law, and grandma were the ones who taught me how to cook.
so I discovered that I can do really good cigars. And why I'm saying really good cigars because I'm always trying other brands. I'm always exposed to other brands because sales reps, brand owners, they give me cigars for me to try, and um, and definitely I have a unique way to blend cigars. I have a unique way to blend cigars, and there's no secret. I blend the cigars for my palate. I even blend cigars for the future. In what sense? I try to really be gentle on my palate. I choose which cigar to smoke in the morning. I choose which cigar to smoke in the middle of the day. And if I'm going to smoke after dinner, I'll make sure to smoke the right cigar. And it's for the simple reason that I want to experience the, the best profile, the best taste in a cigar, depending how mature it's my palate during the day. Some days I don't smoke. I was out for 2 days, Thursday and Friday. We went to a water park with the kids, and there's no smoking allowed. You can get drunk, but there's no cigar smoking allowed. You can pass out. That's fine. The alcohol doesn't really, but you're not allowed to smoke cigars, cigarettes, anything, which I understand. So it was 2 days without smoking a cigar. So I know that when I'm ready to smoke my first cigars after 2 days, my palate is kind of calibrated. So if I had anything that I haven't tried in a while, usually when I have a break, I go to that cigar to see how I'm doing. And here in the shop, it's a continuing education with my team members. First of all, how to greet people when they come into the door. That is the most important thing for me when I'm serving my customers, how to greet the customer. And then second, to please not to go always to the same cigars. My team members are allowed to have 3 cigars in a shift, and I always go, don't go to the same cigars because you are the family. If you're not trying all the cigars in the humidor, how can we talk to customers? So don't keep going always to that limited edition, you know, celebrating cigar or after dinner cigar in the middle of the day. Try all the cigars. So it's a continual education. It's always reinforcing on that. And why? Because it has worked for me. So Devin, thank you very much.
Enjoy your
Enjoy the
afternoon.
rest of the Sunday.
We'll see you. Thank you.
So it's a mode. Yesterday, Sunday, of a someone, a friend of 20 years ago, and he brought his son. I guess when we met, his son was 1 year old because now he's 21. And his son said that he wanted to get into the business. He wants to get into the cigar business. And that really makes me happy when I see new blood showing interest on such a beautiful lifestyle, because I believe that this meant therapy that we do in this cigar lifestyle, it has to be passed on to the next generation. So whoever is pretty early and interested into the lifestyle, I will make sure to share with them as much as I can, the beauty and also the rocky, the bumpy road, the bumpy road. So it was, it happened yesterday. So I wanted to share with you guys because we had a 1 hour conversation. I spent an hour with the guy, with the kid, is a kid. Um, and the first, I asked him uh, how he was trying to venture into the business, and he said online. He wanted to do online business, cigars online business. And I said, good, good. Have you have you had checked your competition? Have you gone online and put cigars to see who's your competition? And he looked at me like I never thought of that. And his dad also looked at me like, man, because and I asked him, what are you planning to do? Are you going to carry other people's brand? Are you going to work on your brand? And he said that his dream is to work on his brand, but in the beginning he's going to carry, the popular brands. And he mentioned AJ Fernandez. He mentioned Arturo Fuentes, that he already met with the sales reps. Um, by the way, I'm smoking a Toro. I'm in the second, third. I love Toros. I see a trend that most of the young guys, they're going to Maduro, broadleaf. Um, and I don't want to go away from the subject, but this is related with him. All the young guys right now, what do you smoke? Maduro, Maduro, full body. So, so I asked him, what are you gonna do when how are you gonna position yourself online? Are you a programmer? Do you know how to do SEO? No, 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 no. And why you choose online? Well, because the overhead, there's no overhead. I said, okay. So how are you gonna position your website so people can find you? You're gonna pass out business card because you don't have any knowledge to put the work, and hard work doesn't mean that it's gonna translate to success, but you need to do hard work to uh, to attract success. Is one of the things that you have to do. So I said, what are you going to do when the big boys, the big players, um, are running most of the time running specials on the brands that you're selling on your website? How are you going to distance yourself? How are you going to be able to sell those brands? And I can see, his train of thoughts like going, man, I never thought of that. So we continue the conversation. I ask him, what do you usually smoke? You're 21 years old. How long you been smoking? Oh, since I was 4 years old. And then we laugh. I said, well, but how long? Oh, 2, 3 years. So what do you smoke? La Liga Privada, um, Juste Liga Privada, Maduro, full body. Said, okay. So you smoke Liga Privada, Maduro, full body. Gotcha. So when you go to the gym, do you put a lot of weight on the well, because when we're young, we just don't get the bar and learn the exercise. We want to put weight, to intimidate, to
To
show off,
accelerate the process.
to accelerate. Thank you. To accelerate the process. So basically, that's what you're doing with that a habit of smoking full body cigars. 90% of the sales in this industry, uh, they're between Robusto and Toro, and 70% is mild cigars. When you start your own brand, people are gonna get to know your brand through a work themselves up. Burning your palate, how are you gonna be able to recognize if you're doing a good mild cigar? Can you explain that? And he looked at me like, whoops, I never thought of that. His dad looked at me like, So we continue the conversation, and he thought it was gonna be, and I can see on his mind that he thought it was gonna be a little bit easier, and there's nothing easy in this industry. Nothing. So it was a good exercising. I give him my phone number. He get my contact. I'm gonna save your contact so phone calls can come through, because if I don't have your contact in my phone, that phone call is not coming in. It's I I'm so into the business that I have to really um, manage my time. Manage my time. So if you're not in my contacts, we're not going to be able to talk.
Especially with the amount of bots that target you with
Mhm.
insurance and
So after an hour, I said, look, you got my number. If you have any ideas, you have any questions, write it down. Write it down on your notes. So when you call me, you have a few things that we can talk about it. And so it was a great conversation. It was a great conversation, and I kind of learned a lot. So when the next person comes up, young person like that, I can somehow share my experience to make them understand that it's not the same being at the restaurant, being in the dining area, and seeing how successful it is, and go, man, I, I can do a restaurant like this, a small things like this, and be successful. You don't know what's going on in the kitchen, so don't think because some people make it look simple means that it's easy. We are being experiencing this week a lot of broken hearts, and it breaks my heart too, because we are closing the coffee shop, and customers go, oh my god, and I can feel that I broke their hearts. But you got the best coffee in town, but you got the best. I know, but I had to decide if I will concentrate on cigar patrons, or I have my energy on both things. And for the last 5 years, I've been trying and it hasn't worked. So we closed the coffee shop. Um, um, it's sad. It's sad, but that helped me out to there. And I think you drop ashes in there on the count.
um we again going back to the coffee taken away from the reason why we started this or he started this and why we're here. So you can't
And
keep
I'm sorry
everybody
if you were here last Sunday and you're hearing the same thing. I was clear in the beginning of, I don't know, 5 years ago, that when I started doing this, the Sunday life, I was not going to sit down and doing a script and trying to sound, knowledgeable, or talk about Condega, Jalapa, Umetepe, and then my blends are pretty complex, and then you get roasted notes in the third. No,
here.
no. There's plenty of people talking about that. If you want to talk about tobacco, let's get together. I'm here in Tampa into August. Please come to the shop and we talk tobacco. What I do on Sunday Live is document my journey. Document my journey so you can get to know a little bit more of the brand from the inside, from the founder. So if you hear me talking about coffee again, it's been a tough transition for me, for the family. I also realized that I was having for years full liquor, 250 $250,000 decision. So you have to be really careful about full liquor. But I learned this week that also what kept me away from that or even um, think about it, it was through the years sitting in here and I can identify the cigar clientele. The the people smoking cigars in the lounge, I can see what clientele it is because I choose my clientele since the beginning. I said I want my clientele to be a triangle, uh, this shape, this way. That's I choose my clientele since the beginning, and I've been really good at it to attracting the right people. Um, Devin just left, and I didn't want to say in front of him, but everybody says beautiful things about Devin. He's an incredible individual. He has so much potential. But it's not that I'm lucky. I attract people like that to work in here. Um, I'm not. It's not lucky. It's just to have a clear vision of my journey, and I attract the right people. So I do the same with my clientele. I attract the right people. And I totally understand from the get go, from the beginning, that my brand it was not going to be for the masses. It was not going to be for everybody. I understood that. Many people will come through the door and see pricing or see the ambience and go, no, no, this is not for me.
We've had clients like on we don't really follow sports like that. They come in and they ask if we have the game, and we're like, we don't even know who's playing. We don't even know if it's football season, baseball season. So, they come in and they go because they know it's this is the atmosphere we want to maintain. And we want to protect that.
And I'm straightforward. When anybody's here enjoying the cigar, and they go, oh, but you do that. So I go, sir, we are. I'm a pretty boring individual. So this is a really pretty bored place. You come here to think. You come here to reflect. You
Conversation.
and have conversation. You're not here to be entertained. You're not gonna have anybody in here asking you every 5 minutes, "Would you like another drink? Would you like another drink?" No, no. So make up your mind when you come into a Tabanero lounge that you probably gonna having amazing conversations, amazing mental therapy, or you're gonna get bored. You're gonna get bored. So and and why I was saying that? Oh, because of the coffee. So I said, you know what, I can't identify my cigar clientele, but I can do the same with coffee. The people that come for coffee, it's not general public because when they open that door and they smell the tobacco, I would say a good 40% or 30%, they
They
turn around and go back. So I can't say it's all general public, but a huge percentage, they just go back and close the door because of tobacco smoke. So now I'm cutting myself to sell coffee to general masses. I'm only selling coffee to a small group. And that a small group, I said, well, they already been a venture to come for a coffee. If I will have full liquor, who knows if they want to sit down and have a few drinks. And that's not the clientele that I want mingling here because they don't smoke cigars. They don't understand the lifestyle. They don't appreciate that. So once I stopped 2 weeks ago, the whole my mindset about how to rescue the coffee, and finally said, you don't have to rescue no coffee. You got to shut
let
down
it
the
go.
coffee, let it go. I said, you know what? I should venture into a really controlled, mm, how should I say, a controlled environment for full liquor.
It's yeah.
Because going through numbers, we learned that after 6 months, out completely. We bring is 5 minutes and a cigar, coffee and a cigar. Nobody wants to do at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. a coffee and a cigar. p.m. They're thinking more of an a spit, zipping, and it's not 3 4 zipping bourbon. And I see how we they
Probably 10.
probably 10, push a little bit to 11. So we are reinventing ourselves and accommodating the idea. The idea. It's not being set
It
yet.
wasn't, it's like I don't know if this example comes to, but it's like when your palate is changing and you're growing up, you're maybe what you liked a couple years ago you don't like anymore, and vice versa. If you didn't like certain things at a certain age, maybe you try them out now and you like them. It wasn't the time to have a full liquor, but perhaps now we can,
We had a lot of moving parts.
right. And
We had a lot
again,
of moving parts.
after COVID, I think everybody has had to reinvent themselves one way or another.
Yeah,
So
things that they worked before COVID, they're not working anymore. Right now, I believe that for you to have a reason to get out of your comfort zone at home, jump in the car and drive somewhere, they really have to offer you something extremely special. And we do during the day.
we've been
Ah,
told every single day this week. We've both, I mean, he's here before opening. He's here at 9:30 a.m., 9 o'clock. And also our oldest Sebastian is here helping with shipping. Um, we've been told by people that this, that the customer service and the atmosphere in the lounge and it all feels so much different. We met a couple about 3 weeks ago. They made me a purse with one of the cigar boxes that I will show you soon. And they came back yesterday and we had a conversation. And when we met them, we had a conversation with them and they were really, really nice. And we got to talking yesterday. We live all the way in Western Chapel. We have about three nearby, but we decide to drive down here because it's so much nicer, the atmosphere. Like we don't have to scream when we want to talk to each other. And the fact that you guys are so approachable. Like you sit here with us and have a conversation, tell us about Nicaragua. It's like amazing. And the same with him. His clients are like super happy that he's here and they come in and they spend time with him and he feeds off of that energy. And it's I took him away for 2 days. We had this plan with my in-laws a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but about a month ago, to go to Naples and get together to go to the water park. And I know it was hard for him because he's pretty much like full throttle here. He's like super hands-on now, and he said, I'll go and spend time with the kids. And I know he was there, but his mind
oh,
was
my
here.
sister,
And
my mom.
yeah, we were all there, the kids, but I know it took a lot for him to be there, present, 100%. It was like there was so much going on. Um, but we were there, and remember what Santi said on our way back? Our son, our 9-year-old, he's like, "Ooh, Papi didn't smoke a cigar." He knows that that's like the way Papi, like relaxes, and it's usually in the backyard. Not now because it's like super hot,
Oh,
really um
I miss
hot and
Esteli.
humid.
I miss Esteli.
It's silly,
Oh my
but
God.
yeah, that's like the he does it at the shop now that it's super hot. But when we got here, it was like middle of April, beginning of April, and it was still pretty chilly. So, and it was like, oh, Papi didn't smoke a cigar because he knows that that's the way that Papi like relaxes and like he centers himself. Going on, and it's been it's been amazing for me. It's been because I have never been inside Tabanero the way I have been this past 3 weeks. I'm always here helping with, if they have events, if they have shows, we're pretty hands-on. Um, but I was always very respectful of who was in charge and the work and the job that they did here. But learning the business, the family business, the legacy, it's like for me, it's a blessing. And it's I feel and it's gonna be rocky for a couple of weeks until we fine tuning. Like I'm having to do the schedule. Our oldest is doing the shipping, and he's figuring out everything else. And we're until we fine tuning, it's gonna be a little bumpy. But then there is nowhere to go but up from that point. So I'm extremely excited.
No, and I can identify that somehow, and you can describe it better, or you just said you're finding purpose in the industry. You're finding your place in the industry. It wasn't your idea. You had a call, and because I can see the like today, you could have stayed home, but you already connected to this place. And it's really easy to get connected with this place because what we do for our clientele and how jealous we are to make sure that everything is running how it's supposed to create an amazing experience.
When we got together, I was always very respectful of his dream, and I knew at some point it was going to grow um, big, and it was I kind of had to find my place in the business. I said I don't know if at the beginning if the business could support two paychecks. So it was I always did my thing. I and now that I'm here and that we're both looking at the same direction and heading towards the same goal, the energy feels different. And I'm really excited about that. So on that note, the flyer is out June 7th, Sunday, June 7th. It'll be the kickoff for our Sunday brunch. You can pretty much um, put it in your calendar because it's
Is
already out.
is this something that is going to happen every Sunday?
No, it's gonna happen the first Sunday of every month. We're kicking off on June 7th, pre-Father's Day. You can come in and I'm working on making a few baskets for Christmas. I made like gift baskets that they were already ready to be gifted. Um, and they have a couple goodies like coffee and 5 packs and boxes and mugs for dads and stuff, and I'm making them again so you can come get them then, like if you have a friend, a father, son that you want to get a gift basket to, they're going to be available. They're pretty much available now, but on June 7th is what we're gonna have the kickoff of our first Sunday of every month brunch. So we hope I'm already getting messages of people talking about reservation and if there is a prize included. No, what we want to do is like a customer appreciation. So we're gonna do it once a month. And the idea is for you to come and buy the cigar that you already buy on a normal day and enjoy it here while having brunch on us. That's going to be a way for us to, um, give back and appreciate you guys. It's like I'm planning on bringing enough, enjoy the lounge and enjoy but we're planning on doing this every single first Sunday of the month, starting on June 7th. The flyer is out. I'm still gonna be um, putting information there,
It's
so you
funny
guys don't forget it.
because when I arrived today, I spot a customer that I haven't seen in a long time. In a long time, a young guy, he smokes cigars, but I spot right away that he's always really active on those special occasions that we give him something back. And I said, I think he got confused. I think he thought it was going to be every Sunday,
No,
and
no,
he
no,
came for his brunch.
no, no. It's gonna be the first Sunday. If we do it every weekend, it's. I mean, a lot of work on our staff on our team,
No, no, it's not.
and it kind of gets old. It's not. It's
Steve and Keith, they share that it's not going to be like celebratory. It's going to be, like every Sunday. So
no, no, no. It's once a month. I
we
think
have every Sundays, good, good space, good vibe, good cigars, good coffee. Every Sundays we have that.
we have other things, like I said, that we have on the works that we're trying to bring back, and we
So we
just
are bringing back.
that we're bringing back, and we just have to find the right time. We can't all try it out at the same time. So little by little, um, like I said, we're reinventing ourselves and kind of looking back and say, hey, this used to work and this was fun, and how about we bring this back and see. Like I mentioned last Sunday, we're not trees. We're always moving things around and changing things. So just be on the lookout because you'll be surprised. But put it on your calendars. June 7th, we open at 10. So from that moment on, we can have our supplies here. And I think it's going to be great because it's pre Father's Day. So you can always stock up on your cigars, or if you want to gift to someone, it'll be a great chance to do so. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys there. And this week, happy Memorial
Uh,
Day
good,
weekend.
yeah, good Memorial Day. Enjoy your enjoy your stop time on this Memorial weekend, and we give thanks. Thank you for all those that has
Sacrifice,
sacrificed
done the ultimate
for
sacrifice.
the freedom that we enjoy. You don't. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I always ask, the meaning of freedom. The meaning of freedom. It takes about, for us, for me, that I came from a communist country and still communist. Hopefully, soon it's going to be
It's gonna
free.
change.
It's going to change. Once we understand, and it takes about 10 to 15 years, the meaning of freedom in this amazing country, uh, definitely Memorial Day is a special day. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I also wanted to share that we started officially offering a discount,
Military discount.
military discount.
Yes.
Why we never done it in the past? Because in the past we felt that it was kind of, we had experiences. There was kind of abuse, or people came in with that mm, entitlement, entitlement attitude, and as a group, as a management, we decided to no, because we didn't really never have given any discounts in our brand. But I decided that no, let's do it right. Let's check YD to make sure that yes, that you offer, that you give your service to this amazing country, and then we're gonna we offering a military discount.
I think that's it for today. No?
Yes, because also I'm really tired.
He's
Really
been
tired.
up since 4 a.m. Again,
Yes.
that brain doesn't stop.
I couldn't. I was up 4:46 and I couldn't go back to sleep. And usually I'm up at that time, but when I go to sleep at 9, yeah, it's perfectly. But I went to sleep last night because of my brain and things like midnight, close to midnight, and 5 hours is not enough for this big head to rest. I need more than 5 hours.
But we appreciate your time, guys. Thank you very much again for all your support. And June 7th, we'll see you here for our first Sunday brunch and pre Father's Day celebration. Enjoy your Sunday.
DX, DX, DX.